So I thought I would come and share with you the final results of the shea butter mix that I actually did. This is my first time doing it, and I wasn't sure how it was going to come out, but overall I'm satisfied with the way that it came out. I didn't want it a thick fluffy consistency. I went for a more creamy consistency, and that's pretty much the way that it came out. And I actually wrote down the measurements. I tried to keep up with exactly how much I added, so I actually used measuring spoons and everything when I made it. I didn't do a video on it, but this is the final results, and I do have the measurements of everything that I use and all of the ingredients that I actually use in it, and this is the way that it came out. And this recipe, actually, you can see the consistency that is it. It's not really fluffy, it's more creamy, which is what I wanted. I wanted mine to be like creamy like, so that's the way that it came out. I'm gonna tell you everything that I put in here and the measurements and everything in a second. But this recipe will fill two 16-ounce jars. I did 2 jars because I'm going to give one to my mom and the other one I'm going to have for myself. These were actually, I took the label off, but these were actually old Cantu shea butter containers. This is the top to go on them. So this is what it came out like. And I used white shea butter. Like I said, I'm going to show you everything that I use in a second. And I rubbed some on my hair, and it's really soft, and I really like the way that it came out. So I will be using this soon, and I'll let you know. If you want it to be a little thicker, just add more shea butter to the mixture. It depends on how fluffy or how thick that you like yours to be. This right here is perfect for me. I wanted mine creamy. So I was really excited the way that it came out. I was afraid to do it at first, but I actually love the way that it came out. So I'm going to get this out of the way, and then I'm going to go through and tell you the measurements and show you everything that I use. All of the products that I have, I ordered from one company, and except for the vitamin E oil. That's the only thing. The vitamin E oil I actually purchased somewhere else, and I'll tell you about that in a second. So let me get this out of the way right quick, and I'll go through everything that I actually add into the mixture. Okay, so the first thing that I use a full 16-ounce jar of raw white shea butter. It's up to you which type that you use. I don't know, I just like the white better, so I actually use the white, and there's still a little bit in there, as you can see. Not much, but it's just where I can scrape the edges of it, scrape around and get the rest of it out. So I use one 16-ounce jar of raw white shea butter, and I also used a full 12-ounce jar of raw shea butter. So actually I used 28 ounces of shea butter. I used a full container of each one of these, and all of these products I ordered from one company, and I'll put the link in the info box. I ordered it off eBay from a company, and I really like the way they ship things. They shipped extremely fast, great communication skills and everything. I didn't have any problems with them. I've ordered 3 things on 3 separate occasions from them, and I haven't had any problems so far. They pack the items extremely well. All of the little butters that you would order, they put in Ziploc bags individually, and they tape the top of the bottles of the oil and everything down to make sure that it doesn't spill. If it does spill, it won't spill over everything. So I really like that a lot. So the next thing that I use 28 ounces, and I put the recipe that I use in the info box for those who want to follow it. If you want, like I said, if you want it to be a little more fluffier than mine or thicker than mine, just add more shea butter to it. The next thing that I added was, I added 1 tablespoon of Jamaican Black Castor Oil. If my camera will focus. Come on. There we go. I added 1 tablespoon of this to the mixture. Pretty much all of the oils I added 1 tablespoon of it. That I'm showing you, I added 1 tablespoon of it. The next thing I added was 1 tablespoon of olive oil. And also, I like that they have the expiration dates on the oil when you purchase it. It has an expiration date. You can see that says 12/2016. So I left it on there. So I added 1 tablespoon of olive oil. I added 1 tablespoon of sweet almond oil. I added 1 tablespoon of aloe vera oil. I added 1 tablespoon of jojoba oil. And I really love coconut oil, so I added a 1/2 cup of coconut oil. And I added 10 drops of vitamin E oil. Now, all of the oils that I showed you, I purchased from the same company. The shea butter and everything, I purchased from the same company. And I'll put the link in the info box to each one. The vitamin E oil, I actually purchased this at Walgreen. I can't remember how much I paid for it. I think it was about $8 or $9, I think. Somewhere around there. And after that, I pretty much just whipped, I used my hand mixer and a mixing bowl, and I just whipped it up really well. And this is the way that it came out. And you can also add some of your essential oils to it if you like to add some to it as well. It's pretty much up to you. Now, this is actually a little bit more solid than this, but it's really warm in my house right now, so it's kind of it's more creamy than it normally is. Because when I first did it, it was it's a little more solid than this, but I really like the way that it came out, and I will be using this. So yeah, so I always wanted to try to actually mix my own products, and I'm extremely happy actually with the way that it came out. So I might be doing some tutorials and trying different things. Like I said, this is my first time actually trying this. So I think that I'm going to be doing this a little more often. I think I'm going to try to make my own deep conditioners and detanglers and gels and pomade. Actually, I have the products to actually try to make a hair pomade, and I'm going to make a hair butter next. So I probably will try to do a video on it when I do it. So that is basically it. If you ever did this and you tried it and you made your own shea butter mix, let me know what that you use in yours and everything. Or if you have a video posted, send me the link to the video. I would love to watch it. So the empty containers actually that the shea butter is in, like I said, I'm going to use all of this shea butter out of here. It's still a little bit around the sides of it. So the containers that the shea butter and everything that was in, came in, I'm not going to toss these away. First off, I'm going to get all of the shea butter out of here. But I save the containers because I can reuse these, and when I make my mixtures, I can use these to pour it into. And also the shea butter mix that I just did, when I get it perfect, to the perfect consistency that I really like, which I'm pretty much satisfied with the way that it is. I might add just a little bit more shea butter to it, not sure. But I really like the creamy more over the fluffy shea butter mixes. But it's all personal preference. But when I get it to where I really like the consistency of it, when I use it a couple times to see how it works, I'm going to actually, this is just a tip, put on the label the measurements and tape it to the jar so I know what's in there. So if I want to remake the same mixture, I know the measurements of it. So that's just a tip if you mixing your own, and it's really difficult to get it completely to the consistency that you really like. So I'm going to take a sheet of paper and just print it out or write it out or whatever, and just tape it, put a clear piece of tape over the jar, pretty much like this label is, and just put on there what's in there and how much did I put in it, so I'll know exactly what I use in that mixture. Also, I forgot to mention that I actually purchased these containers off eBay as well. And I have to go back and find the seller's name and a link to it and everything. I'm not sure if they carry these all the time, or was it just something I happened to run across on eBay. So I need to find that out first before I put the link in the info box. But I really, really like these containers because, let me take the top off one of them first. I always wanted a jar container with a pump on it, and I didn't want to purchase a product in a beauty supply store that actually had product in it and use the product up and then save the pump bottle, a pump jar rather. So I decided to go on eBay to see if they had any empty containers that had a pump to it that was like a jar, and they actually did. And I believe this is I'm not sure, I think it was 16 ounces. I can't remember. I have to go back and check. And what I like about it is it has a pump on it. So if you want to pour your shea butter mixture or anything like that in it, anything that has somewhat of a thick like lotion or conditioner consistency, this would be really, really great to have, because you can just put your product in there, screw the top on, and just pump it out instead of having to stick your hand in it. And I ordered 2 jars, and I can't remember how much they were, but this is the one that I actually poured just a little bit of shea butter mixture into it. And I'm going to try. And you can see how it comes out. So it's much easier to actually pump it out like that than rather, I'm going to rub this in my hair actually, to keep from throwing it away. But it's much easier to actually pump it out of the jar than it is to stick my hand in it. So I really like these jars a lot. I only purchased 2. I'm not sure how many mixtures I'm going to make actually. I don't want to make a whole lot of them, have them laying around. So the other jar is empty, but this is the only one that I'm using right now. And I know this is my shea butter mix right here that I just made. So this is just an idea. Like I said, I'll check with the seller and see, do they carry these all the time. If they do, I'll put the link in the info box. If it was just a one-time thing that they carry and they don't carry them anymore, I'll see can I find someone else that has them on eBay, or you probably can find it maybe on Amazon. I'm not really sure, but I purchased mine off eBay. And this one I'm getting ready to use. I'm actually finna make something else to go in this container here, and I'm gonna do that in a second. I'll do that in a separate video. So yeah, so that is basically it for everything. Let me know what you think, and I will talk to you later, YouTube. Till then, take care.